Hello YouTube. So if to begin with at this video you guys are thinking, he looks like he got a really bad dye job, that is because I got a really bad dye job. Fingers crossed it's going to grow out the way I want, but the guy who did it definitely ignored the pictures that I showed him in terms of what I wanted to look at. So now I look like a 1990s gay boy group highlighted guy. It's not cute. Anyway, that's not the topic today. Today, the topic is I had a conversation with my best friend who is actually very apolitical, and she said the cutest thing to me the other day, which I think kind of showed that she's very apolitical. And growing up in Germany, she's obviously, well, I grew up in Germany too, but I'm not a socialist, and I don't believe in socialism. But she does believe in socialism. And we were kind of talking about women's rights, and she basically just kind of said something I thought was really cute in its naivete. She basically was just like, why can't everybody just make the same amount of money? Okay. Which, I don't know, maybe she wasn't being serious and she was just kind of saying it as a throwaway comment. But uh, I was kind of thinking about that. And I think the topic today is going to be kind of like an umbrella topic that discusses socialism or the concept of socialism, the concept of gender equality, of gay equality, of equality in general, just like all the different things that humankind has tried to put into place to create artificial equality among people, because equality is um, would be artificial. We have never, as human beings, lived in a society that was equal all around. Our history is definitely to be high, hierarchical. I can't say that word in English. Hierarch, for there to be a hierarchy in our society. So the whole idea of all of us being equal is kind of a utopian ideal that has never existed. And like I said, we have had all these different things in terms of laws and social norms and even economic ideas like socialism and communism that we have tried out, and they have always failed. And that is one of the reasons why I continue to not believe in socialism. And I'm going to talk about why I think this is such a ridiculous thing to even say or to believe in or even to talk about. When people say, like, why can't we just all be equal? There's no such thing. It just, because literally it would not happen. And I talked to my friend about this, and sorry, my sister and my brother-in-law are outside discussing. I'm trying to talk in here. um so what was I talking about? Oh yeah, equality and how it's a completely ridiculous concept. Because even so, I was talking to my friend and she was saying, like, even if we all got paid the same, I was like, even if we paid everybody the same, even if we literally hired everybody in an equal way, even if we created, I don't know, which I actually think is something we should do, and resumes or CVs, they shouldn't even have your name or anything. They should always have an identification code, and then you're hired by your identification code, and then we can finally get rid of this whole, like, I didn't get hired because of sexism, I didn't get hired because of racism, I didn't get hired because of homophobia, because you would just be identified by the code, and whoever has the best resume got hired or got into school or whatever. Um, Still, if even if we put everything into place, there is never going to be equality, people, because and the way I explain it to my friend is, imagine, okay, now you take two people, okay? They both came from households where the parents, all the parents, mother, father, in both households made the same amount of money, okay? And now, let's say it's two girls, they're going to school, okay? And they're starting off equal. Now they're going to school, and girl A tends to be very scholastically good. She's very intelligent. She's very driven. She works really hard. Well, guess what? She's already going to be here now. And this girl's going to be here. Now it turns out that this girl is not only intelligent, but she's incredibly athletic. Well, now she's already here, and this girl is still here, even though they technically started off with the same place. But now maybe all of a sudden they turn to teenagers, and this girl is drop dead gorgeous. Well, she just went here. Now she happens to be of average intelligence, but she's super gorgeous. She has way more chances in terms of who am I going to marry, who am I going to date, and she might end up dating some guy who saved all of his money and now can afford to buy a nicer house. So she's going to be in this life path. This girl is really intelligent, but maybe she's not that attractive, and she has less options in terms of men who want to marry her or people who she wants to marry. So her trajectory path is going to go here. And now already we have inequality. I mean, to me, it's such a ridiculous and silly notion that people have when they say we should have equality. We will never, as a human race, reach equality. Some people are always going to be more talented. Some people are always going to be harder working. Some people are always going to be more beautiful. Some people are going to be more athletic. Some people are going to be, I don't know, more savvy with their money. I mean, unless you go in and completely control every single aspect of somebody's life, like saying, oh, this girl is this intelligent and this girl isn't so intelligent, so this girl, we have to blare music into her ear every time she takes a test so that we can dumb down her score. Oh, and this girl's a little bit more attractive than this girl, so we have to cut up her face to give her scars to make her equally undesirable. I mean, how else are you going to adjust for just natural human differences? And, and I think these are things that we have now in this century, in the world we live in now, we've kind of just forgotten. I think there's this weird thing where people are just like, capitalism is this all-time evil, and it's the rich, and it's also kind of, and it's so unfair. And I'm like, no. If you are willing to invest 60, 70, 80 hours of work time every single day, and then because of that you go into a higher path, then you deserve that payout. That is not an inequality. I mean, so maybe boy A is like, okay, I'm really intelligent and I'm going to work my butt off and I'm going to save everything and I'm going to create something that's going to help build jobs and everything for everybody else. So my trajectory is this way. Oh, and well, I'm not interested in school. I'm going to become a high school dropout. I'm going to drink and party, and then hit my peak at 21, and then all of a sudden I become this loser that nobody wants, and my trajectory is over here, and now all of a sudden this guy over here has more opportunities and more wealth and this guy doesn't, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, that's not fair. Well, why is that not fair? Why is that not fair? You work harder, you do more, you deserve more, and then also just by natural selection. I'm sorry, like, if you're more intelligent, you're probably going to have a chance at better jobs than somebody who is less intelligent. If you're somebody who is incredibly beautiful, you're probably going to have more choices in partners than somebody who is less attractive. And that is something that we cannot control. That is something that rules and laws are not going to put into place. And I honestly don't think they should. I think it is absolutely acceptable to take advantage of the gifts that you have been given. And all of us, we have different gifts. Some people are very good at talking, some people are very good at charming people, some people are very good at listening, some people are very charismatic, some people are very beautiful, some people are very athletic, and all these things are going to take you into a certain path. So I don't know, and I think that's one of the things why I always, God, I'm looking really rough this video. Gained some weight, double chin, pimple, bad bleached hair. Don't look at me. Just listen to what I'm saying. Actually, don't listen to what I'm saying either, maybe, because most of you guys take offense to it. Yes, conceptually, is there this thing where it's like we should try to create equality between the races and between the sexes, all this kind of stuff? Yes, but I've already mentioned this in my video so many times. I think that you have to work within. If you happen to be a gay person and you want to have societal equality as far as that is even possible, then it's you have to work harder. You have to show the straight people that you can work harder, be smarter, be more diligent, save more, build something. You end up becoming the boss, and you can hire a bunch of people, and then you can set the rules, and that's how you're going to change things. This constant outward want, or want of the government to fix the problems of of inequality is just, to me, a completely ridiculous notion. First of all, government is not good at doing these kind of things. They have proven over and over and over again. It has been shown over and over and over again. The further a country leans into socialism, the quicker their collapse. Because the government doesn't know how to do these kind of things, and they don't understand how to regulate. They don't understand how to set fair wages and prices. Like, they just don't. It just doesn't work. And because people don't work for altruistic reasons. I'm sorry, but that's just not humanity. I mean, I don't understand why we are living in a time where we still have to try to pretend that that is how human beings function. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a really cute statement of hers and its naivete, but I just find it ridiculous when in this day and age people think that there could ever be true equality um, without their, I don't know, there's this really, really, really short, I don't even know if you can call it like a short, it's maybe a short story that was written by Vonnegut, um, Kurt Vonnegut, the same guy who wrote that really, it's not called Fahrenheit. No, it's not Fahrenheit. Slaughterhouse-Five. That's what he wrote. Well, he wrote a short story, and it was called like something Harrington, and it's basically talking about what is in the story said to be a utopian future, and it basically is like that. It's kind of like, okay, if you have a child who happens to be very athletic, then to not make unathletic people jealous, the athletic person has to walk around with weights to weigh them down so that they're just as average as everybody else. And people who are more beautiful than the average person, they have to wear masks to cover up their beauty so that they can look hideous or average in society. I mean, how else would you go about doing that? I mean, people are always going to be able to have certain advantages. And I don't know, like I just think the whole concept um of forced equality is not going to work. I think you can reach a certain level of equality by your own moxie, by how diligent you are and how much you're willing to sacrifice to work your way, and you can help your community by default in that way. But other than that, there's just not going to be anything that's going to come from the government that's going to help create equality without actually hurting other people. So I don't know. Let me know the feedback. What do you guys think? Do you think equality is something that could ever exist? If you think it could, then please tell me how you think it could be achieved. Um, yeah. Or if you don't think, or if you agree with me, of course, you can always leave that too. If you just want to tell me what a terrible dye job or what a huge double chin I'm getting, that's of course also acceptable, even though maybe slightly offensive. All right, take care, you guys. Bye.